All right, so now we have a part file, a blank part file open. So we are going to create a 1/2-inch cube and emboss our initials on top of it. So to start, you start with a 2D sketch. You always start almost any part with a 2D sketch. And so you pick the plane you want to start on. I'm going to draw, a square, a 1/2-inch square. So I'm going to choose the rectangle function and start at the origin. And then I can do one of two things. I can type in the values right away, or I can just kind of make generally, okay, that almost looked like a square. Then if I click on the side, so if I dimension a side, I see that it's not quite a 1/2 inch. I can now force it to be 0.5 inches. And then I can do this same thing over here and force that to be 0.5 inches. So now that is a perfect square. That's my sketch. Finish it. So that's my 2D sketch, but now I want to extrude it or pull it out into a third dimension. So you click on extrude, you click on the face you want to extrude. By default, it tries to extrude 1 full inch. You can just change that by typing in 0.5 inches and say, okay. And that's it. There's your 1/2-inch cube. All right. So now we're going to put our initials on it and emboss them. All right. So first thing we do is another 2D sketch. Pick a face. I'm going to just do the top because that's just easier for printing. And you can add text to it. All right. So use the text icon up here. Show where it's going to be. So there's my initials. And if I say OK now, you'll see that this is the size of the text, 0.12, like 12 hundredths of an inch. It's going to be pretty small. So if you say OK, and also the direction's not exactly where I wanted it. So I can, if I hit escape to get out of the text feature, I can then double click on it to try to edit it. So highlighting the initials, and let's see, so it's a 1/2 inch. So let's make it 0.4 and see how that works. Say OK. So now the height's OK, but they're too wide. So that was too big. So let's go down to maybe 0.25. And that does a pretty good job of filling up the cube. You can just play around with it, see if you want to make it like a little bit bigger, whatever works. 0.3 might work. Yeah, 0.3 is about as big, at least for my initials. Yours might be a little bit different, obviously. And this is a cube, so it can be turned however you want. If it doesn't orient the way you want it to, you can rotate it. So you can select the object and then select the center point and then the angle of rotation if you want to turn it 90 degrees, and then click apply. That doesn't really have that much of effect here because it's a cube and it'll just be whatever shape you want it to be, but sometimes you might want it to be a certain orientation. All right, so you can click finish, and then you want to emboss. Either you want to raise it up or lower it down. For my cube, I think so here's the profile I want to emboss. I'm going to raise it up 1/10 of an inch. Let's do 0.05. Let's just see what it looks like with 1/10 of an inch. That might be what I wanted. Yeah, sure, let's keep that. And there it is. That's your part. You need to save it as, let's see, we can do initial cube. You can see I actually did this before. That's why I already have one. Say it's at my initial cube. You're not going to get that error message, but I will because I just writing over top of it. The other thing is, if you want it to be a little bit more realistic, this is all like the default settings here, but we're going to print this out on a 3D printer that uses ABS plastic. And so up here in this menu where it says generic, you can actually change it to ABS plastic. That's the very top item. And then currently it's a smooth white color. We have a lot of different colors available. And so if you want to model it the way it might actually print out, so you can pick any one of these colors. We have green, blue, purple, red, all kinds of stuff. So you can change it to whatever color. I'm not saying that the color you choose here is going to be the color that's going to be printed in. It's whatever's loaded into the printer or whatever we change it to. But there you go. And you can watch the next video for how to export this and then get it set up for printing. Thank you very much.